Hi there, this is Dave Dubeau. Welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. And for our real estate tip, I'm going to be going over a question that came in from one of our students about when should I get the money. For our business breakthrough, we've got an interview with my good friend Dan the Man Locke talking about how to be perceived as an expert. And for the Mindset Minute, I'm going to share a very personal story with you about something that just happened to me recently where I thought I had a mini stroke. Stay tuned. All right, so hi there everybody in Canadian Profits land. This is Dave Dubeau and I've got my good friend Dan the Man Locke on Skype, and we're doing something different, a video Skype experiment here. For Canadian Profits TV. So Dan, thanks very much for being part of this today.
Thank you, Dave. You're welcome.
You're looking sharp there, man. Do you dress up like that at home all the time, or what's going on?
Actually, I shower like this at home.
Here I am. I'm slobbed out in a t-shirt.
No, because I'm going out in about half an hour, so I thought, perfect, we can do this interview before I go.
All right, sounds good. So, Dan, we were talking a little bit about marketing and some of the things that we see that average people don't understand very well, and the folks that get this really skyrocket their level of success, their level of influence, their income, and it works as well for small business owners as it does for real estate investors. So let's talk a little bit about that and encourage people to check out the free online event that we're going to be doing towards the end of the month.
Yeah, because I noticed, it doesn't matter what is it that you do. You're selling a product, you're selling a service, you are a business owner, you are an investor. It doesn't matter what is it that you do. At the end of the day, we're trying to attract clients, we're trying to attract opportunities. Just the other day, I was in a networking kind of function, and I saw this lady, and she was just like talking to everybody and handing out business cards and getting their business cards, and she was asking, hey, what do you do? Or what I do is, the typical elevator pitch, right?
Yeah.
What I do is I help investors get, a great return, secured by property. Obviously, she's trying to attract investors. And I noticed that people's reaction were very defensive. They were like, I don't know if this is the right thing. And then she moved on to the next one. And at the meeting, I saw that she must have talked to, 30, 40 people or so. Yeah. But chances are, I think when she goes back home or goes back to the office, most of them won't contact her. And it's not that she's a bad person or anything like that. It's just the way she approached a lot of these things. And most people just don't know what to do and how to approach. I think the important thing is this. As a business owner, again, it doesn't matter what it is that you do. As an investor, you're a network marketer, you're trying to recruit people, whatever it is that we do, you have to realize that at the end of the day, we are not selling a product. We're not selling a service. At the end of the day, I believe we are selling trust. Because we do business with people we like, respect, and trust. So before we try to push our product on them, here's a great opportunity, the opportunity of a lifetime, here's a great investment, let's sell ourselves first. And there are certain factors, there are certain triggers that you can implement, that you can apply in your business that creates trust. But most people are not aware of what those triggers or factors are.
Yeah, that's very, very true, my friend. So I'm very excited about this online training class that we're going to be putting on. And that's going to be on Tuesday, July the 30th. Tell us a little bit about that and why people should register right away to make sure that you save their spot.
Now, it's the very first time, as you know, my background, people kind of know me as the internet marketing expert. That's what I'm known for. What people don't realize is at the beginning of my career, and as you know, Dave, I got started as a copywriter. Yes. That's how I got started. And what were the things that I was able to do in a very short period of time? Keep in mind, the time I was in my early 20s, okay, speaking broken English, right? Not, my grammar wasn't that good, but within a very short period of time, in a couple of years, I was able to elevate my, you could say, quote-unquote, status, along with all these other top copywriters, and be able to command and charge a higher fee than most people. Because most people would take them 5, 10 years to charge that kind of fee for a copywriting project or campaign. It only took me a year and a half. And there were very specific strategies that I did. And from copywriting, then I got in, kind of transitioned now to, and then back then to more marketing consultant. And I use the same strategies. And from marketing consultant to an internet educator, same thing. And I did these things within a very short period of time. I was able to promote myself, elevate myself, and really to not just selling by, hey, do you want to do business with me? Please do business with me, but more selling by attraction. How do you not create, but how do you create a perception? How do you make yourself an attractive character that people want to do business with you versus you trying to get business from them? So that's exactly what we're going to talk about at the Hidden Secret webinar. What is it that you do? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you've read the book, you've attended events. If you you say to yourself, you know what, I've learned a strategy, I've learned from Dave, I've learned from other people. Something is still not working. How come, it just doesn't, I know the strategies, I know the how to, I have the mindset, I'm positive, but something is still not clicking. At the web event, we're going to solve that problem for you. We're going to talk about the one thing that's still missing from the equation, and then we're going to talk about that.
That sounds very exciting, my friend. And if you're looking at this and you want to be part of that web event, please go to CanadianProfitsWebinar.com. Again, CanadianProfitsWebinar.com, and reserve your spot right away. Dan, thanks a lot, buddy, and we'll film a couple of more of these with some more ideas and tips for
Sounds good.
upcoming Canadian Profits TV episodes.
Yep, I look forward to seeing you on the webinar. Thank you.
All right.
All right, so for today's real estate tip, I got a question in from one of our rent-own students, and they asked, well, Dave, when we're getting organized for doing a rent-own deal, when should I actually get the money from our tenant buyer, from my tenant buyer? And my answer to that is get it as fast as you can. As much as you can, as fast as you can. At least, the very least, what you want to be doing is getting them to give you some skin in the game to let you know that they are serious right when they're filling out the application. So at the very minimum, at least a $500 deposit. But if you're doing the client first rent-own method, that means you or an investor are going out to buy them a house, you definitely want to get them to pay in their entire non-refundable option fee prior to taking off conditions on your offer to purchase. And I try to get that up front as quickly as possible. So my personal strategy is, let's say the option fee is a total of $10,000. I'm going to be getting $4,000 or $5,000 up front when we first start getting going with the deal, and I'm sending the folks out with our realtor to go shopping for a house. I need to know that they are very, very serious and they're going to move ahead with that. Once I make the offer on the house, once they see what the offer is, and the initial offer has been accepted, that's when I'm going to collect the rest of the option fee. So that's the answer on what do you do, or when do you get the money from your client. Okay, so for this week's Mindset Minute, I'm going to share something a little bit different with you because I had a very, very interesting experience just last week, actually. It was right after I went to my CrossFit class. I hadn't been for about a week and a half, so I was a little bit out of it. And I went really, really hard. And I came back after my CrossFit class, and I was completely confused. Well, more confused than usual. I got a call from my wife. She was asking about something I'd done that very morning. I couldn't remember what I had done, what summer camp I had registered my daughter for just a few hours before. I was spinny and out of it the entire afternoon. And I was actually starting to get very, very concerned because I couldn't remember anything. I couldn't keep anything in my mind, and I thought maybe I'd had a stroke. Getting into middle age, just about 45, got a few extra pounds on me, went a little too hard in the workout. I thought, hey, stranger things have happened. So I decided I'd better get it checked out and went with my wife to emergency and waited in emergency for a couple hours and, got all sorts of tests and all sorts of things happened and found out, what's that, waiter? We don't have time? Okay, sorry. I'll have to tell you the rest of the story next week, so tune in for next week for that. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. And just a reminder, we're going to be having that big webinar with Dan the Man Locke at the end of the month. Check that out at CanadianProfitsWebinar.com. If you are a rent-to-own student or one of our Creative Profits Club members, remember that our annual Rent-to-Own Profits Summit is coming up at the end of this month, the 26th through the 28th. There are still some spots left. R2OProfitsSummit.com. That's complimentary for you and a guest if you're a rent-to-own student or a Creative Profits Club member. So check that out. That's going to be the only rent-to-own summit we're doing for this year. We won't be doing another one for about 12 months. So now's the time to do that. All right, have a great week, and we will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.